Yeah, I fucked up so bad, man. Just in every way, shape, and form. Not sure if my mic is working. I don't really care. But I want you to know that I thought a lot about DJ Falcon today. A track Together. Man, if you haven't heard the song Together by Thomas Bangalter and DJ Falcon, and the original track is phenomenal. There's something orgasmic about the Daft Punk 2007 track. That's just incredible. It's orgasmic when it hits that, when they have the drop at 5. I think it's like 524 or 525. My point is this. I thought a lot about, the idea of what, their sample says in that track today. And it's all about together. We're either in this alone or we're in this together is the sample. And, sampling that like they're fucking right. This whole global warming, climate change thing, we're either in this together as a human species for the first time. It's the perfect setup. God is such a fucking genius. It's ridiculous. But we're either in this together or we're in this alone. And to be alone is going to lose, and to be together is going to win. And when it says in the book of Revelation that 1/3 of humanity dies, later it talks about, there's like everyone's flesh gets devoured. Now, I already knew what that meant. It just means like the idea of us focusing on items of the flesh, how you look, what you own, your status, and all that bullshit, that all fails. But when it says 1/3 of humans die, does it mean that 1/3 literally die, or the God that's all about love? Are there is 1/3 of the human species is 1/3 of the human species, tied up in the idea of the flesh? And the other 2/3 are ready to, sort of move on to something more and greater. And I don't know. I mean, this sort of process for me, sort of separating myself from the ideas of the flesh. I mean, you can see I'm on a fucking highway underpass right now. I don't give a shit. I'm happy, man. It's not about what car I own. It's not about, how much sort of money I have in the bank. I can make money whenever I want to, but it's the idea of, the spiritual versus the material. So when 1/3 of humanity dies, is that the 1/3 that are focused on elements of the flesh, or do they literally die? I don't know. But the God who's about love, and to have, a guy like DJ Falcon sort of involved, he's not actively involved in what I'm doing. No one is. Everyone's rejected me. But to have him take a part in my journey, a man who, made a track that sampled the concept of together. Are we in this alone or are we in it together? That's all about love, man, or people. I say man, I mean all human beings. But the question is, what is God going to do, right? Do we inspire all human beings in a way that has us sort of drop Babylon to its knees? And we redirect our thoughts to or toward, items of the spirit versus the flesh, or does it mean people die? I don't know. I can tell you this, that the clock is ticking, and no matter what I say or you say or anyone says, we still have that oven that's coming. It's you see I have a hat on, and it's January 23rd, 24th. That oven will cook this summer and next. question is, do people actually die, or is it more of a spiritual thing? I don't know. All I know is once we have a movement, and it's not just one dude on a phone, but there's actually millions, hundreds of millions, and then billions of people who subscribe to something more, I don't know, satisfying, then who knows what's going to happen. So anyway, this one's for DJ Falcon. You are my hero, man. Best fucking tasting music in the world. The French touch. Classic. It's classic.